Hello, I hope you're well. And game week 14 has just finished, so let's have a look at how it went for me. And you might notice from the thumbnail, my transfers perhaps didn't go as well as planned. We'll have a look at the team. We'll have a look at my game week 15 provisional team as well, because the fixtures are going to be coming thick and fast now, coming up towards Christmas. This is my favourite kind of time of year for the football. Christmas, I could take it or leave it, but the football is the best part of this time of year. I hate the weather, and it's nice with the kids with Christmas, but it's a bit overblown for me. But the football is just football, 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 football all the time throughout this period. It makes it really exciting. And that's what I really love and enjoy. So it makes the game of FPL a lot of fun too. So let's have a look at how the team actually performed this week for me. I think that rank on there might be slightly wrong because it looks a little strange to me. I think I was about 2 million before this. It says I've got a red arrow. The score's correct, I think. 58 points. About average. Can't really complain. So made a bit of made some questionable decisions, but as you may know, I'm trying to play. I mean, the last couple of years, I was really. I'm really into it this year as well, but I was more focusing on rank and trying to all the time think about what the best moves are for rank, and I'm still not very good even when I do that. So I thought this year I'm going to focus a little bit more on having fun and making more fun picks and things, which is why I've brought in Gibbs White this week. I don't think he's a bad pick, and this if I'd brought him in the week before, I think he got 13 points, penalty and assist. This week, nothing. And it was one of those where I took out Bowen because he, a bit annoyed. Last week, actually, it favoured me because Trent came off the bench, but Bowen was injured. So all week, kind of, is he injured? Is he not injured? And if he's not injured, he's a great, great player to have in your team. But it was kind of like, well, I got 2 free transfers. I can do something a bit different. I'm in an iron about what the correct or what the best move would be. And in the end, I thought, I really like Gibbs White. I want to go for him. I mean, he got more points than. Well, he got the same points as Bowen, because Bowen blanked as well. But the big one was Watkins, who I mean, my brain was saying keep Watkins for one more week and play him and see what happens. And I didn't do that. And Watkins, did he get 10 points, 13 points, something like that? He got something like that. He got loads of points and brought in Gabby Jesus, or Jesus, or however on earth you pronounce his name, and 2 points. And he was involved in one of the goals. It's just like the pass before. Martinelli got 3 points. So my other thing that I was thinking about doing was taking out Martinelli and going for Mbeumo. Mbeumo scored. No, Mbeumo assisted. I think a very popular move was to bring in Mbeumo. So that was a bit boring to me. And as you can tell, that's probably not the best way to play the game. But this is how I play. Areola managed 2 points, so that's about standard for him. I think I may look at a goalkeeper move soon. I think that might be something that I look at. I just think it maybe go for Sanchez or a Raya, maybe a Flecken if they get to an additional. They at some point will get another game, and one of them will be against Man City. It'll be that Man City Brentford game rearranged. So possibly be him, but I don't really like that much. Cash didn't start, came off the bench, 1-pointer, great. So I there was all this talk about him this week, loads of people taking him out, and I thought, nah, I think there's a chance that he starts, and obviously that was wrong. So Cash could be a future transfer out as well. Um, but and Saliba, you know, that was a little bit annoying because 1 point I think he must have got a yellow card as well, and that's just I think 87th minute Cunha scores against Wolves, so that was annoying. But Martinelli had just come off before that, so he locked in an additional clean sheet point. Fantastic. Well, at the end of Saturday, I think I had like 8 points from 5 or 6, something like that. No, that can't be right. No, because Trippier played, and yeah, so I had 8 points from 4, I think. Trippier came and just got 12 on his own. Brilliant. Love Trippier, fantastic. So clean. That was it. Clean sheet, assist, 3 bonus. Fantastic. So I love Trippier. I think a lot of people have Trippier, but I'm not sure people around the higher ranks have him. So a little bit of maybe a differential, maybe not. And Trent finally doing something. That fantastic free kick bouncing off of Leno's arse straight into the goal. And I mean, it looked like to start with they gave him the goal, took it off him as an assist, and then at one point it looked like they'd taken the assist off him. But looks like he's got the assist and scored a goal at the end as well. I mean, Liverpool let in 3 goals and he still gets 13 points. So it's about time that he actually turned up. He's a lot of money, but an exciting player to own. Really, really great when he comes up with these types of points. And I needed it this week because before that, not much was going for me. The real stars of the week are Trent and Trippier. Darwin is usual self of disappointing, and for all these people that brought him in this week, I was thinking. I mean, one part of me was thinking, you're going to be really jamming. He's going to actually do something this week, score a hat trick, which I would have enjoyed because because then I would actually get some points out of him. But he's been frustrating to own since I've owned him from a while ago. So welcome to my world. This is what it's like to own. He's one of those really frustrating ones, and so is Jesus as well, really, I suppose. So I've got too many frustrating players in the team. Ferguson actually on the bench there played 90 minutes, which is a little bit surprising. He played 87 in the Europa League game, which was the reason why I benched him, because I thought he's not going to start. He may not start again because of that, but he played 90 minutes, so he's obviously fit. Don't know if he'll play on Tuesday, and having played 2 games, almost basically 90 minutes both, I think you would imagine that he probably gets benched in that Tuesday game. So I'm not sure. Son was brilliant. Own goal though, and a goal, and was it an assist as well? No, bonus. So great. Really glad that I kept him, and I thought I thought he was a good one to keep, and I thought there was a chance he'd get something against City. Don't have Holland still, and I'm thinking about maybe deviating from my original plan. So let's have a look at my transfer plans, or basically my team going forward. So here's the provisional team, um, and it's coming quickly. The next game week is on Tuesday night. So, and then the following game week will be on the Saturday. So this coming Saturday. So on the 9th, really thick and fast load of games coming up. Lots of fun and loads of room to go up the ranks because at the moment it's looking like my worst ever FPL season. Oh dear. Well, it would be when I start a YouTube channel. How embarrassing. But never mind. So let's have a look at the team. We've got Areola, Saliba. Yeah, so Areola playing Tottenham away. Saliba, Luton away. A lot of away fixtures. Oh dear. Alexander Arnold plays Sheffield United away. Trippier plays Everton away. And Guahi plays Bournemouth at home. A home fixture, finally. Martinelli, Luton away. Salah, Sheffield United away. The captaincy is on him at the moment. And Son playing West Ham at home on a rare home fixture. Gibbs White, Fulham away. Jesus, Luton away. And Darwin Núñez, Sheffield United away. with Turner on the bench. Who cares what he does? He's not going to play anyway. Ferguson playing Brentford at home. Intriguing. Not sure. I mean, he's started their last 2 games, including the Europa League game, and played basically 90 minutes in those. I think he's probably going to be benched in this next one, but I thought he was going to be in this. So it is a home fixture against Brentford. Could potentially play him. Cash, Man City at home, and Chukwuemeka, Man United away. Chukwuemeka's injured anyway, and he's just their bench fodder. Ben and Jerry's Chunky Monkey ice cream. I need a new flavour. Who can I get for my next bench fodder? I need another flavour of ice cream. So, yes. Let's see then. Areola. Not expecting anything from him because, let's face it, he hasn't done anything since I brought him in. But he's the cheapest goalkeeper, cheapest playing goalkeeper in the game. No, he's not, because Kelleher is now 3.9 million, may go up to 4 million, and plays for Liverpool. But I can't bring him in because I have 3 Liverpool players anyway. And there's one more, isn't there? Pope went off injured. So interestingly, Dubravka, is it Dubravka? I think it's Dubravka, is about 3.9 million. Don't particularly rate him though. Just remembering that Euro 2020 mistake where he just punched the ball into his own net, which is a bit harsh because every goalkeeper can make a mistake. Even Jordan Pickford. So, anyway, I'm thinking I may look to do a goalkeeper transfer in the near future. Maybe a Chelsea goalkeeper, Sanchez. Arsenal look pretty good defensively, although they keep letting in the odd goal. But I think they're probably one of the best defences in the league, so Raya could be an option as well. And so it would be for Turner most likely, because then I'd keep Areola. I think if I can afford that, that would be what I would do. Going forwards, the original plan was to, in game week 16, bring back Haaland, and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, it hasn't gone well not having Haaland. It hasn't. There's no denying. Although if I'd got my captaincy picks better, then I would have done a lot better. If I'd had Haaland, I would have had to go for one of these cheap players, and a lot of these enablers have done really well. Gordon, Neto at the beginning of the season did. Hwang has done well. Gibbs White more recently, well, he hasn't done as well, but he did well because I've got him. Palmer though has done well. And there's one, like Douglas Luiz's, these cheaper players that people brought in and I haven't had to sacrifice. And they've done quite well. And whereas my more expensive defenders haven't really. Trent, the last few games, has done a lot better, and he's still got some good fixtures. I'd quite like to keep him for the next 2. I've only got 1 free transfer, and I think I've got 2.6 million in the bank, so a bit of flexibility there. But to get Haaland, and depending which player I want at that situation, perhaps need to be a little bit wary of what I've got in the bank, although I can be flexible and maybe get a different player. And going forward, the fixtures seem to change for Chelsea. Chelsea have got some really nice fixtures from game week 16 onwards. So it could be a Chelsea player at some point. The plan was always to go Salah down to a midfielder of some description. I think it was So the one that I like is Sterling. It could be Palmer. Palmer, I think, was benched this week though. I'm not convinced Palmer is as nailed as everyone thinks he is, but and when Nkunku comes back, there could be a bit of rotation there. But I think Sterling will still be first choice. I think Sterling did come off, but I think they had a sending off, and that's why they then took Sterling off and changed it around. I can't remember the player that got taken off. So some other players that I could look to bring in would be maybe a Chelsea defender at some point. Chelsea look so unpredictable. They're a bit of a mess. they you don't know what. It's a bit like, not quite like Man United. You don't quite know which team's going to turn up, but they've got good fixtures going forward. I'd quite like a Sterling at some point, and I mean, I like this team. I really like this team, and I know it looks like a real noobs team, and that's why I love it. It's just, you know, there are a lot of differentials in here, I think, or a lot of, you know, ones that other people maybe wouldn't go for. So I love Trent for against Sheffield United, even though it's an away game. I love all these Liverpool players, and I'm hoping finally that Darwin delivers. Um, and Trippier, I mean Everton. I think Everton easily stay up this season, and I didn't think that at the beginning of the season. I thought they were awful, but the three teams that have come up are not the same standard as some of the other ones in the league. Sheffield United in particular are really poor, and I don't think Luton are very good. I don't think Burnley are very good, and I think there are probably a few other teams that are not quite as good as Everton. I think they look like they're reasonably solid, um, and even though they've had that points deduction, they're already around the same sort of points as those other teams. So I think Everton is not as easy a fixture as I thought it would be. So they could score against Newcastle at home. They could do, but I'm hoping they don't. I'm hoping Trippier is involved with some more goals, because I think he's assisted more than any player in the Premier League this season. I think he's got 7 assists. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's the case. Bournemouth at home. I mean, Solanke's playing well. Bournemouth seem like they're playing quite well to me. I'm not sure whether I swap him for Ferguson. If I think Ferguson's going to start, I think I'd rather play Ferguson. But I've this is the dilemma with these Brighton players. Don't know who's going to start. Martinelli, who I ended up keeping because it felt like a bit of a luxury transfer to take him out, and he hasn't done anything for me so far. He's involved in all of their play and everything, but it's just hasn't really delivered for me so far. But Luton away, Luton look like a different, a bit of a better team at home. Sorry, they look a bit harder to break down, and and I also think they look better than Sheffield United, and Burnley actually battered Sheffield United 5-0. So if that's the case, what's Salah going to do against Sheffield United? Hopefully he will absolutely smash it. I think most people, or a lot of people, will be going for him as a captain option if they own him. But really, going forward, it's going to come down now to a decision about whether or not I bring Haaland back. I don't see the point of bringing him back this week because it would be a -4 at least to do it, and I'd have to take Salah out. That's the only way I could afford it with only a -4. So he's not coming back in this week. He could come in back in next week, Luton away, and he'd be a good captaincy option. But the more I look at it, the more I think, well, this hasn't gone right. It hasn't gone well not having Haaland. It hasn't. And he's a great player. He's the best player in the league in terms of for FPL, in terms of goals, because he's just going to score goals against anyone, really, or he can do. But the more I look at it, I'm not sure it's the right move to do Salah to Haaland, because, I mean, it'd probably be Salah to Sterling, and then one of these forwards, probably Ferguson, if I can still afford that, which I think I can. Well, I can at the moment. And that would be that. But that means then that I play Haaland against Luton. I've got one more game, and then in the game week 18 he doesn't play. Okay, and so I'm thinking, is it better to have Salah in that game week 18? Now he plays Arsenal, I believe. So is Salah against Arsenal better to have than someone else like, say a Ferguson or whoever, whichever defender I've got, and benching Haaland because he's only 1 week, so you bench him. Presumably, I'm not going to mess about transferring him, transferring him out. I don't think that's the right way to play it. So it would be, So I don't know whether I just then do that move in game week 19 because then I've got Salah right up until 19, up until 18. Sorry, and then he's only got 19 and 20 left before he goes to the African nations. So in 21 he goes to African nations. Now Egypt last time got to the final and they lost in the final, but they got to the final. So if they do that again, that would be right up until 24 that he's not playing, not available. So I think that could be what I'm now thinking instead of bringing Haaland, and that sounds mental, and it's probably the wrong move. So try to talk me out of it. Let me know what you think I should do. So provisionally, it's going to be a roll, I think, and then have a look again in game week 16 and make a decision on whether or not I go without Haaland for a little bit longer because it's gone so far so well. So well so far. You know what I mean.